Tonight on the MTN 430 News, help for homeless pets could soon move into the old YVAS building.
When one of the animal organizations struggle, we all struggle.
What still needs to happen before the city signs off? And a pack of dogs attack again on the Northern Cheyenne Reservation, when tribal leaders say it's becoming a growing problem. The MTN 430 News starts right now. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on the MTN 430 News on this Thursday. I'm Andrea Lutz. A Billings animal shelter says it's running out of space and time. With the cost of rent rising, Help for Homeless Pets is considering other options and now hopes to move into the old Yellowstone Valley animal shelter space. City leaders say they're open to the idea, but there's still hurdles before that can happen. Matt Carmack has the story.
Go in, go in, go in.
When one of the animal organizations struggle, we all struggle.
Help for Homeless Pets is feeling pressure since YVAS left its original facility.
If YVAS was closed from September 10th to September 22nd, we average in that amount of time about 189 animals. And so that's 189 animals that didn't come into our care that are now currently displaced.
The Help for Homeless Pet shelter on the south side of Billings has been operating in the same building for over 25 years. Angie Cook, the director, says they've overgrown tremendously, now having over 100 pets.
Well, the electrical isn't any good. The roof has a hole in it. You know, it's older. We've been here 25 years, so, you know, landlords don't like to fix anything.
Angie said the ultimate goal is for Help for Homeless Pets to eventually own a brand new facility. But in the meantime, she's hoping to move into the original YVAS location off of Monad Road. It's a building that the city of Billings owns, and it's no longer affiliated with YVAS.
With the problems that Yellowstone Valley had, of course, you know, they can't do as much as they used to, so it's really put quite a extra strain on our operation.
YVAS is currently not under a written agreement with the city. Its board of directors and the city council plan on discussing a new agreement at the end of the month. However, Trinity Haverson, YVAS's director, says she does not plan on returning to the original location.
The city owns the building. We used to rent the building from the city. We did not see it as fit or safe for us to return as an organization in the time frame that we needed to be up and running.
Help for Homeless Pets' ultimate goal is to own a new facility and return to vet care like spay and neuter clinics, a service that both Trinity and Angie agree is a dire need in our community.
Nationwide, there's a shortage of veterinarians, and so that kind of produces this perceived too many pets, but really it's just a huge need.
But for now, both facilities are hoping for change.
Eventually, way down the road, I'd like to have our own facility, but you know, that's in the future.
In Billings, Matt Carmack, MTN News.
Fear and frustration tonight in Lame Deer after another vicious dog attack leaves a tribal member seriously injured. The Northern Cheyenne tribe says a woman was attacked by a pack of at least 9 dogs earlier this week in Lame Deer. Family members say the woman, who is pregnant, had to be flown by helicopter to a Billings hospital. Tribal officials report 7 of the dogs were killed while 2 were still on the loose. This comes just a few years after a man, Luke Little Whirlwind, was killed in a similar dog attack on the reservation in 2021. The latest incident has residents calling for tighter control of stray and aggressive animals. Federal employees are back on the job in Washington today after President Donald Trump has signed a bill ending the 43-day government shutdown, the longest in U.S. history. The Republican-led House voted 222 to 209 to reopen agencies, restart food assistance, and pay hundreds of thousands of workers. The deal funds the government through January 30th, but adds to the nation's growing $38 trillion debt. The shutdown's end comes just ahead of a busy Thanksgiving travel season, giving air travel and food aid programs time to recover. Big news for first responders in southern Montana. Congressman Troy Downing has secured $2 million in federal funding to upgrade Red Lodge Fire Rescue. The money will expand the fire station, add training space, and improve facilities for volunteers who serve 2,000 square miles for search and rescue. Downing says rural fire departments are the backbone of Montana's emergency response. And Chief Tom Coons says the upgrades will help their volunteers stay ready for wildfires, floods, and other emergencies for decades to come. Despite the government shutdown and economic uncertainty, experts predict holiday travel plans aren't taking a hit. 54% of Americans are still planning to get away this season. But travel will look a little different. Holly Furfer explains.
Get ready for packed airports and crowded highways again this holiday season. Tamika Jones is a travel expert who has been following industry trends.
Americans started to book their flights back in June just for the upcoming travel holiday season for November and December.
And that tracks with a new survey from Deloitte that shows Americans aren't skipping out on holiday travel. They're just trying to spend a little less. 31% of those surveyed said they feel their financial situation is worse than last year compared to 25% in 2024. Who will be pinching their pennies. And Deloitte's Eileen Crowley says Gen Z is cutting back on holiday travel the most.
What we're seeing is that just the higher cost of living, some of them might want to be paying off debt or more savings. If you contrast that with boomers, many are in retirement and maybe a little bit more immune to what is happening in the economy.
The Deloitte survey also showed more than half plan to drive instead of fly, and 22% plan to stay with friends or family instead of paying for a hotel. That's up slightly from last year. But the U.S. Travel Association says road trips and winter getaways still on the rise, up about 1.9%. Now, that might not sound huge, but it shows people are still making room in their budgets to see loved ones or escape for a few days. But they're not traveling abroad as much.
Those that are taking an international flight is down. And so from our survey, we do see only about 17% expect to take an international flight this holiday season.
Down from 24% last year. International travel to the U.S. is also expected to dip about 6%, meaning fewer overseas tourists crowding major destinations like New York or Orlando. After a few years of ups and downs, Americans clearly are not ready to give up the tradition of holiday travel just yet.
One thing you cannot get back is your time, but you can get the money.
Holly Furfer, Scripps News Group, Atlanta.
It's nothing quite like the chill of November, except for today, because we didn't have a chill. We had a lot of sunshine. We had record-tying and record-breaking high temperatures today. Both Miles City and Billings reached record highs of 70 degrees today. We at least tied a record of 67 degrees in Baker. Sheridan did not break a record, but it was 72 degrees. The previous high was 76, so that was safe, but not too safe. Now, we already have more clouds starting to push our direction. The wind has also been blowing, and that's helped really warm us up. We're not done with the clouds or the wind. So our lows are not going to fall very far overnight tonight. We're going to have a gradual increase in clouds, more wind too. Our complete 7-day forecast with many other changes coming up.
Montana's Eastern Congressional District is shaping up for a competitive race with two Democrats stepping up to the challenge of Republican incumbent Troy Downing. Downing, who's served one term in Congress, has Donald Trump's endorsement heading into 2026. Democrat Brian Miller, an attorney from Helena, says voters feel unheard on issues like tariffs and Medicaid cuts. Meanwhile, Sam Lux, a farrier from Great Falls, says his work with farmers and ranchers gives him insight into the struggles of rural Montana. Both Democrats say they're running positive campaigns and will support each other after the primary. And Montana's Western Congressional District race is also taking shape, with two Democrats stepping up to challenge Republican incumbent Ryan Zinke. Zinke served as the Interior Secretary under Donald Trump. Democrat Russell Cleveland from St. Regis says he's focused on representing working Montanans and addressing affordable housing. Rancher Matt Rain Raines, who previously ran for Congress, says his background helps him connect with both parties. Both candidates say they're ready to push back against Zinke and fight for everyday Montanans. Colder weather means you'll likely be running your heat, but there are ways to make sure your system is working properly so you don't have to spend a lot of money on heating costs. Marie Cronell reports.
Colder weather means you'll likely be running your heater, but there are things you can do to make sure your system is working properly so you don't have to spend a ton of money on heating costs.
Some of the things we don't want to see are going to be buildup of rust, any hot spots. Hot spots or any rust will look exactly like this.
As a service technician for Mozzie, Christian Perez says taking care of your HVAC system can mean the difference between a couple $100s to thousands in repairs.
You'd be surprised at how much stuff ends up inside of these systems. I've seen anything from, rodents, I've seen toys inside of these systems. So it's always good to at least, have the peace of mind when you're running the equipment that is safe for you and the family.
He says the first line of defense, keep on top of routine maintenance, such as changing out your air filter every 3 to 6 months. That will cost you anywhere from $10 to $15 a package. And it's something homeowners can do on their own. Next, make sure the area inside your system and the equipment is clean, because the dirt and debris could put a strain on your system.
When it comes to debris inside of a blower housing, it only takes 1/10 of an inch to reduce the efficiency of that motor by 20 to 30%.
Which means you'll need more electricity because it will take longer to heat.
You run the system a lot longer than what you need to. When you're running it longer, the bills or pockets ain't happy.
But this is also the type of service that requires a professional technician. A maintenance service appointment can run you about $70 to just under $100. According to data from Energy Sage, an online comparison for clean energy products, families are paying just over $152 a month for their electricity bill. And in the colder months, that cost usually goes up.
So these are going to be the biggest motors inside of the system.
But Christian says if you take care of your HVAC system properly, your system will work more efficiently, which means you will be saving money.